Hi, still July 28, 2021. I come across so much every single day, several times a day, and I feel like, oh my God, I've got to. Well, I think most of you know, don't you, that we're going down fast. So I come over here to Drudge because this is where you find one page with a whole listing of our enemy, mainstream media propagandists. What are they up to? Where are they telling us we're going? And where we're going is we're going fast, by the way, and I'll show you that we are going fast. Oh, so much is happening on a daily basis. Israel approves third shot. California considers even more drastic actions. Well, I just posted on Gruesome, who announced that the state employees, along with other people, I can't remember, you either get vaccinated or you're having to get tested. And by the way, those who are getting tested, they're paying for their test. And I got a comment today from, I want to say a healthcare worker, but well, scratch that because I can't really remember. But the employee had to pay $40 for each test. $40 for each test. Okay. So, and I've taken captures of Drudge's, headline. And this, just go to Drudge, bookmark Drudge, check out what mainstream media is reporting, and you'll get to know where you're going. Let's see. Delta grips USA. Travel restrictions extended. California hospitalizations highest in months. You also get to see how, my God, it's so, on one hand, what we're living is so flippin' boring because it's the same old, same old. They never change the narrative. Why? Well, when you have a lot of people who refuse the truth and remain willfully ignorant, they don't have to change the narrative. They just keep believing all of the horse shit. Another one was, excuse me, White House debates new mask push. Israel tests oral vax. South Florida hotspot. Oh, boy. Well, they're bringing back restrictions. Restrictions. That's what's going on. Shots mandated for all federal workers. This is today. Restaurants, no vax, no service. St. Louis showdown over masks. Okay. Well, this is now. All right, let me just show you some of what's going on. Now, okay, this just posted. Experts asked to see data. Wow, how novel. Somebody is asking for some evidence of what's going on. Experts asked to see data behind new policy. People who have had their shots and become infected with the Delta variant of the coronavirus can harbor large amounts of virus, just like unvaccinated people. That means they could become spreaders of the disease and should return to wearing masks indoors in certain situations, including when vulnerable people are present. That's what our CDC said. What? You mean those who are vaccinated can spread the Delta variant? Oh, okay. But the CDC never published the new research. In the text of the updated masking guidance, the agency merely cited CDC COVID-19 response team unpublished data 2021. It's fascinating to me that we could literally have our lives controlled by other people and we don't even ask for the evidence? Okay. So this scientist from Yale School of Public Health, Greg Gonzalez, okay, I need new glasses too. because it's getting blurry. All right. They're making a claim that people with Delta this is what he said. They're making a claim that people with Delta who are vaccinated and unvaccinated have similar levels of viral load, but nobody knows what that means. An associate professor at the Yale School of Public Health. It's meaningless unless we see the data. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky spoke to reporters Tuesday. She cited the new scientific data, but provided limited details about how the research was done. She said the data comes from outbreak investigations in which researchers compared Delta infections among vaccinated and unvaccinated people. See if people would flip that switch in their brain, the on and off to thinking again. They might be able to even not need a Yale School of Public Health expert. They might actually catch on, when they hear these things. Well, that seems a little odd. Okay. But nobody, throughout this entire pandemic, not mainstream media reporters. Oh, you'll have a few outliers like, Greg here, who will say, can we take a look at that data? But most just go along and believe these people when, if you look into these people like Walensky, you will find lying liars. Don't believe liars. It's dangerous to believe liars. So, I want you to listen to this broadcast in Indonesia and pay careful attention to what is being said.
In other news, over a dozen fully vaccinated doctors have died of COVID-19 in Indonesia, according to a medical association, as the Southeast Asian country battles a rash of severe cases in inoculated medical workers and highly infectious new virus strains. Nearly 1,000 Indonesian health workers have died from the virus since the pandemic started, with the country's medical association confirming on Friday that 401 doctors were among the victims, 14 of whom were fully vaccinated. The association's COVID-19 mitigation head, Mohammed Abib Kumaidi, told journalists that, quote, "We're still updating the data and confirming whether the other cases had been vaccinated or not." The rise of severe cases in inoculated medical workers has raised questions about the China-produced Sinovac jab, which Indonesia is heavily relying on to vaccinate more than 180 million people by early next year.
Interesting, isn't it? So, you had 401 doctors, 14 of which were vaccinated, and they've died. Vaccinated. So, this broadcast generally states that they're, contracting the Delta variant. But we've been hearing that those who are vaccinated, well, now you have to wear masks because you're spreading the Delta variant. Don't you have to have the Delta variant before spreading? Well, who cares, right? But we've been hearing that the vaccinated, they're not the ones who are in the hospital begging to get vaccinated. It's the unvaccinated. They're also saying that the vaccinated, well, you're protected from death. You won't get severely ill if you're vaccinated with the Delta variant. But it doesn't seem to be when you hear news reports in other countries. Oh, I know, different vaccine. Does it matter? They're all pretty much the same. So what's happening here? They're lying. Now, you just read that you just heard me read that the CDC has not released the scientific data. You heard Psaki talk about how the CDC and the FDA, it's Biden's North Star, and we go with the science. We don't get to know what the science is, and Americans, most of them, don't seem to care. So if a Yale School professor of public health, he's saying everything's meaningless unless we can see the data, how is it that this Ivy can say what she said? You're governor of Alabama. Sorry, a whole lot of those psychopathic narcissists, they are all over. They are in positions of power. They get their orders and they speak them, and they don't give a shit about you. So it is so outrageous that this woman said what she said. These people are so despicable. So you've got in Indonesia a news report of doctors who were vaccinated and now they're dead. And you have experts wanting to see the data, but she comes out and speaks as if everything that she's saying is the absolute truth, so definitive, so emphatic, coming after the unvaccinated, yet the vaccinated are spreading. Wait, Walensky said the vaccinated also have a high viral load. That's why they're wearing masks, because they're spreading. Oh, okay. Listen.
Going up around the country, they're going up here in Alabama. County officials here today didn't put out a mask mandate, but they strongly encourage people in certain situations to wear face coverings. Do you have any plans to issue any kind of mask mandate or any other safety measures now that COVID is just continuing to surge here in Alabama?
Let's be crystal clear about this issue. And media, I want you to start reporting the facts. The new cases in COVID are because of unvaccinated folks. Almost 100% of the new hospitalizations are with unvaccinated folks. And the deaths are certainly occurring with unvaccinated folks. These folks are choosing a horrible lifestyle of self-inflicted pain. We've got to get folks to take the shot. The vaccine is the greatest weapon we have to fight COVID. There's no question about that. The data proves it. I've taken the shot back in December, both shots. And it's just the thing to do. So the unvaccinated is who we need to focus on. Y'all get them to start taking the shot. It's their job to take care of themselves and us as well. We can't do that for them. All we can do is everybody take the shot themselves. So encourage others to do likewise.
And Governor, I have a quick question to follow up on that. What would it take for you to implement a mask mandate?
I want folks to get vaccinated. That's the cure. That prevents everything. Why we want to mess around with just temporary stuff? We don't need to encourage people to just go halfway.
She says it's a fact. It's the unvaccinated who are spreading this coronavirus. They're ending up in the hospitals. Anybody ask her for any evidence to prove her claims? I haven't come across that. How about you guys in Alabama? Why don't you contact your governor? Ask her for evidence to back up these claims. Because if she doesn't have any, she might be lying. And if she's lying, that's very dangerous for all of you in Alabama, because she has pitted the unvaccinated against the vaccinated who now, well, they're spreading it. Do you see? Do you get it? I hope I'm being clear. These people are lying. They have no data. They come out and spew what they say are facts, but nobody questions them. We need to start questioning people. Americans, we know that we are the people of the lie, okay? We know the politicians lie. How do you believe these people when you know they lie? How is that possible? Okay. COVID-19 live updates.
Coronavirus and the
U.S. reports highest number of new cases in the world. Just published today. Where do you think this is going? Another lockdown. By the way, just to interject, New Zealand rated best place to survive global societal collapse. Huh. This is in The Guardian. Oh, I guess they know global societal collapse is coming. And New Zealand? You got bunkers. New Zealand, Iceland, the UK, Tasmania, Ireland are the best places to survive a global collapse of society, according to a study. And what could bring about a collapse? Could arise from shocks, such as a severe financial crisis, the impacts of the climate crisis, destruction of nature, an even worse pandemic than COVID-19, or a combination of all of these, the scientists said. It's coming, and I don't know if these countries are the really best suited for survival, unless you can afford a bunker. But CDC director, vaccine passports, quote, may very well be a path forward in the United States. It's coming. It's coming soon. Anybody home here in America? Okay. Well, Biden will require federal workers to get the COVID vaccine or submit to testing. Coronavirus surge worsening in California as officials consider more drastic actions. Jim Cramer, Mr. Liar himself, on CNBC, financial pundit. He has sounded the alarm about the Delta variant of the coronavirus, predicting that the U.S. could see 100 million people stricken by the disease in 9 weeks. Wow, man. Not only are you a whiz with these finances, and clearly you're not, but I didn't know that you had a medical background, and, well, not even a medical background. How about, are you a statistician? How'd you do that? Oh, you're a propagandist. Oh, so you just say whatever. On Wednesday morning's edition of The Street Live, Cramer delivered a dismal forecast based on recent market performance on the heels of news that the CDC would, and then did, revise mask guidelines in the face of the Delta variant. That's how he came up with 100 million people stricken in 9 weeks, I guess. But just believe whatever you hear. Survey finds most Brits still wearing face masks despite no legal requirement. Young people most likely to have reduced their usage. See, people in masks, when they don't even have to wear it, when it's not quote-unquote law, which it never has been, but this is what you face on the street. This look. It's not good. It sure does break down social interactions. I would stay away from this woman. She would scare me looking at that. But we've got an awful lot in our respective countries that are so deadly afraid of something they don't need to be deadly afraid of, because fact is survival rate the lowest is 97%. 97%. Sounds kind of like the flu. But wear your mask, even when you don't have to. Be afraid. Believe the liars. Podcaster says he was offered significant money by UK government to push COVID information. This guy, Tim Cocker, in the UK, television and radio personality, who primarily focuses on sports. He was contacted by the state, offered cash to use his platform to amplify what authorities want people to think about the coronavirus and vaccines. So people push the official narrative because show me the money. Neil Ferguson is still going, huh? Neil Ferguson. Okay. Something very wrong with this. Professor Neil Ferguson. Now, do a little bit of research on him, and he's been Mr. Predictor. And all of his predictions throughout the decades have been wrong. But let's keep using Neil. It's amazing. If you can lie and you have no moral core, you'll be fine in this world. You'll be fine. Because there's nothing in your brain that says, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't have that going. So, this nutcase, who is a controversial epidemiologist, well, yeah, he's also one of those hypocrites who violated his own restrictions, having an affair with a married woman, and he traveled with her, and, well, doesn't matter. Let's keep him on. He predicted there would be as many as 200,000 COVID cases a day in the UK if restrictions were lifted for Freedom Day that you just had on the 19th. Well, so now he's facing scrutiny after infections continued to drop for the 6th day in a row. But Ferguson still will get play because people don't care that people lie, get things wrong, are literal trash at the work that they do. But people should care about that, especially when it affects their life. This is what he said. It's very difficult to say for certain, but I think 100,000 cases a day is almost inevitable. The real question is, do we get to double that or higher? We could get to 200 cases a day. Scare, mongerer. He's pushing a narrative to achieve success with an agenda. And if you don't know what the agenda is, woof, you've got a lot of studying to do. You've got a lot of research to do. Scandal, newly leaked data show over half of COVID hospitalizations were for other ailments in the UK. I bring this up again. I posted a video yesterday. This is very important. Very important, okay? They're claiming the hospitals now are filling up because of the unvaccinated getting COVID or the Delta variant. But it's not true. What's happening is people are coming into the hospital, and this is a bullshit photograph. We know mainstream media. I can say that. Yeah, do I have to, it's 99.99999%. This is just mainstream media. They just, this is what they do. It's kind of like Hollywood. You're watching a film. They're coming in with other ailments, and then they are getting tested. Oops, you have coronavirus. What does that mean? We know that these tests have been producing an awful lot of false positives, but we also know that anybody could be tested. And you could have a virus. Doesn't mean you're sick. We all have viruses inside of us. And these PCR tests with their cycle number that it's very high, which kind of can produce a whole lot of people with, you've got a virus, they're not using the number which is much lower to diagnose viruses. And if you didn't understand that, then I can't remember the exact term for the cycle, but do research. Oh, that's all I can say on the PCR. Oh, but then you'll find out, oh my God, PCR test isn't supposed to be used to diagnose viruses. Right. The whole thing. As lives are being destroyed, businesses are being destroyed. Oh, we're looking at a whole lot of evictions coming up in the next couple of days. It's all not true. Vaccinated individuals could have higher levels of virus and infect others amid the surge of cases driven by the Delta variant. What? Oh, USA Today, mainstream media, NBC News, cited unnamed officials aware of the decision. Excuse me. I think the decision was the new mask guidance. Well, NBC News reported it comes after new data suggesting that vaccinated individuals could have higher levels of virus and infect others amid the surge of cases driven by the Delta variant of the coronavirus. Wow, this was in mainstream media? Oh my God. So, you.
With curing this disease.
Do you think...
Mask mandate, but they strongly encourage people.
Do you think, Ivy, that you will now come out and make an announcement that you were wrong? You were wrong. Probably not. Yeah. Here, USA Today. CDC says vaccinated people may transmit virus, recommends masks indoors, LA mandates vaccination, or weekly tests. Wow. Well, guess what? USA Today scrubbed that passage. That's why, real life is really important. It's really important to have newspapers that you have in your hand because they can't scrub. They can't delete. Oops, we made a mistake. Get that out of there. Whoop. Okay, done. 30 seconds later. Scrubbed. It's the vaccinated spreading a virus. And so much of this, we all know. Department of Justice declares that all vaccine mandates are legal. Really. When you have a criminal government, they can come up with what they want to come up with. That's what we're living. This is what the Department of Justice announced. As access to the COVID-19 vaccines has become widespread, numerous educational institutions, employers, and other entities across the United States have announced that they will require individuals to be vaccinated against COVID-19 as a condition of employment, enrollment, participation. Participation in what? Well, participation. Or some other benefit, service, relationship, or access. It's coming. It's coming fast. There will be a mandate for everyone. Benefit. Social Security disability. You got food stamps. You're getting SSI. You're getting, I don't know, all of those benefits. You have a contract with the United States government. You provide a service, but you're a private contractor. You better get vaccinated. Yeah, and look, passports are coming. Mandates are coming based on a lie. And if Americans don't wake up, you can look at them and, declare they are an enemy. In fact, you could even declare, well, because now you can just say anything because everybody just defines for their own self what definitions are today. Call them insurrectionists. Fauci insists CDC did not flip-flop as he tries to shift focus to children. Now, this is where I get really upset. Okay. Look, it is so obvious that they are literally obsessed with getting everybody vaccinated. You never hear about natural immunity. You never hear, do the things that will strengthen your immune system. They're actually doing things that make you sicker, like wearing a mask, which impedes your breathing. Stay home. Don't go outside. Don't get the kind of sun that will give you vitamin D. Don't see your family. Stay locked up. And it's coming again. So everything that they're telling people to do is worsening their health, especially when it comes to, I'm non-essential. I'm a non-essential member of society. Well, that's very demeaning, isn't it? But non-essential means, too bad for you. You're going to struggle to pay your bills and get that food on the table for your kids. Yeah, that's going to strengthen your immune system. Stress. I'm going to destroy that business of yours to protect your health. Hello? Okay, it's all gone. Common sense, logic, rationality, questioning the authority figures. That used to be an admired trait in this country. No longer. And we'll give you $100 if you get vaccinated. We want to get everybody vaccinated. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, get vaccinated. Again, Odyssey, my channel, whole lot of information that cannot be posted on YouTube. because of censorship. Freedom of speech is soon just going to be a memory, and then it won't even be a memory. But you'll find out how safe are those shots. Now, just a few more tidbits, and there's so much. You know, this country is a friggin' mess. Texas governor orders National Guard to arrest migrants. Border Patrol apprehends 20,000 illegal aliens in 1 week. Busiest sector. You know how many are coming across the border? Whole lot. 20,000 in 1 week. Something's driving that, don't you think? There is something driving it. You know, this is an agenda of the United Nations to destroy nations around the world. Bring in the immigrants. You lose your culture. You also, it's not good for the economy, especially when the economy is, Biden's lying. Oh my God, Trump is really. He's just an outrageous liar. Biden is just very meek, and he's near dead, so, Kamala, get ready for her. But Biden, this is the best economy that we've had in years. Trump, it's the best economy that you have seen in 50 years, and I did it myself. Okay, got a lot of people coming into this country, and a whole lot are young, fit, able men. And they're being shipped all over the country. Wow. That kind of makes us vulnerable, doesn't it? Biden's Border Patrol dumping COVID-positive illegals in Texas via a local charity, Catholic Charities. Illegal immigrants who have tested positive for COVID-19 are being released from federal custody and into the hands of a Catholic charity, which then dumps them in local hotels without notice. This language, I don't even like the dumping. You don't dump people. But the officer, this is a quote, the officer approached. Who is this a quote from? Oh, La Jolla or Hoya Police Department. On July 26, La Jolla Police Department officer was waved down by a concerned citizen at the Whataburger, located in La Jolla, Texas. They have the address and zip code. The citizen explained to the officer that she had seen a family group who were not being observant of proper health guidelines. She stated that the family was coughing and sneezing without covering their mouths and were not wearing face masks. The officer was also told by Whataburger management that they wanted the people to leave the establishment due to their disregard to other people's health. The officer approached the family and was told by them that they had been apprehended by Border Patrol days prior and were released because they were sick with COVID-19. It was also learned that the family was housed at the Texas Inn Hotel. You got the address there. Officers made contact with hotel management, who explained that Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley had booked all the rooms in the hotel to house undocumented immigrants that were detained by Border Patrol. Officers also observed that a group of 20 or 30 people staying at the hotel were out. They weren't wearing masks. And who the hell knows if any of this is true? But you would think even in this whole staged play that they've put on, that if Biden was really concerned about this spread, that we might have enforcement of immigration law. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Not just the feds. Top union boss says AFL-CIO supports mandatory vaccines for workers. You got universities and colleges mandating it. You've got a lot of corporations mandating it. You got healthcare mandating it. You got federal employees now. They're mandated to get it. This is how the mandate comes about. You don't have any, the VA also mandated it. But when you see the Department of Justice coming, oh, this is legal. Anybody who has benefits, that's coming soon. So Sydney, lockdown extended for at least a month. Another month, you guys. New South Wales officially extended the lockdown in Greater Sydney for at least another 4 weeks. It's unfortunate that people believe liars. You know, you get articles like this. I'm sorry. There is definitely something in the air here. I feel like I'm breathing in like this putrid, dirty, dusty air every day when it's so friggin' hot. The CDC's hysterical Delta flip-flop might be its final undoing. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because Americans, on the whole, are brain dead. The crazy, convoluted, mixed-up messaging from the CDC, it's been this way from the beginning of the pandemic until now. If in 18 months they haven't gotten it, it's taken yet another turn. Now the CDC is recommending masks, not just for the unvaccinated, but for the vaccinated too. This is supposedly because of the discovery that the variant known as Delta is making an end run around the vaccines, causing not only infections, but infectious spread. Where's the data? Well, that we can't give you. The layperson's understanding of a vaccine is that, well, it protects a person against infection, right? Well, things have changed. Things have changed. Now, it's untrue. Now, Israel revealed that half the new infections listed were with people who had been fully vaccinated. We went from believing that the whole point of the vaccines was to protect against infection, then you'd get your life back. Now the point has changed. Now, we are newly told it's to protect severe outcomes. But you heard earlier, whole lot of vaccinated doctors dead. So I will link below to everything. I don't know, as you're just walking about in a store, on the street, you pass another fellow American, just, kind of knock on their head and ask, "Are you home?" And if they say, "Yeah," you might want to impart some knowledge or something. I don't know. Common sense is gone. People don't want facts and evidence. Asking questions, it's now, you just can't. In fact, if you ask a question, you may get shamed. People can say whatever the hell they want to say, like your Alabama governor, and people don't question it. That's the problem we are having. These people who have, well, they're on the main stage. Very few of them, Walensky, Fauci, are mainstream media experts. They say whatever the hell they want to say, and you never hear a reporter say, "Can you back up that claim with evidence?" And you know what? They're all profiting. They all profit. They're profiting. They're making a whole lot of money off of this pandemic. Don't you think that should be questioned?